So, I have a hilarious story for you today. And it's hilarious because I should have the words big, stupid, dummy engraved on my forehead. So I haven't been hooked up to water for the last couple days because we had that whole fiasco with the running and the dripping and everything was getting wet. So I've been unhooked from my city water connection. But I had some water in my freshwater tank that is here. But that ran out last night. So last night I completely ran out of water. So I went to bring my hose all the way over to where I fill up my freshwater tank, and I needed my keys. So I come in here. I can't find my keys. Okay, the keys are gone. And I looked kind of where I normally put them, which is right by the door. And I looked in my purses, I kind of looked in my truck, but it was also dark out. So because it was dark out, I went back inside and I didn't worry about it anymore because I was like, I don't really need water all that bad right now. So this morning I woke up and I need to take a shower, okay? I was like, I haven't showered in 3 days, I need a shower. So it's like, I need to find my keys. I look around everywhere, I search my entire RV, I walk around the RV and I make sure my keys aren't outside. I even watched one of my old videos back from like when we got back from Georgia, because those were the last time I had my keys, was when we got back from Georgia a couple weeks ago, and I saw it in the video. I set them right down on the counter and that was the last time I saw them. So I'm racking my brain and I'm kind of freaking out. I go on Google and I look up like key replacements and stuff like that, and I just kind of come to terms that I lost my keys and I don't know where they are. My mom had a theory that because I set them on the counter where I did, that Luna somehow with her tail or something knocked them off the counter into my garbage can, because my garbage can is right below kind of where that counter is. So I kind of came to terms that they were gone. My parents have a bucket of keys. My parents tell me go find the bucket of keys and try to see if any of them will work. I get through like half the bucket and I found one that opened my hatch doors, which is like amazing, great. So I open this hatch over here. I start filling my freshwater tank so that I can actually have water in there. I want to make sure it fits all the other doors around my RV before I make sure that I keep it. So I'm going around. I tried this one that's kind of back here, and that lock really gets stuck. It's tough anyway, even with my normal key. So I was trying it and my dad was like watching me, he was following me around, so he's like, okay, we'll try the next one. I go to the next one, which is the one that is on my slide out right here below this this dinette. Guess what I found? My keys in that door. That door has been open with my keys in it for the last month. 3 weeks. I swear I walked around the RV and I made sure they weren't outside. So I must have missed them. So that is why I deserve to have the biggest idiot of the day award. But at least I found my keys. I feel so stupid. Here's part 2. I finished filling my freshwater tank and I go and I need hot water to take a shower. My hot water heater's been off because I didn't have any water in it and that can damage it. So I turn my pump on and I turn my water heater on to start heating that water up. And when my pump is on, I can hear it running, obviously. The pump is inside my RV and it's just constantly running. It was running and running and running and it wouldn't shut off. And that's not normal. Usually when I have my pump on, it only runs when I physically have like a faucet open or I'm using the water. It's like, okay, that's weird, but maybe it's sending water from the freshwater tank over to my hot water heater, and that's just what I figured. But then it was still going after I figured my hot water heater would have been full by now. And I was like, this is really weird. So I went outside to go ask my mom why it would be doing this, and I hear water running. I was like, okay. So I go around to the other side of my RV and all of the water is being pumped out of the hose that we have open through the hole in my RV right now. And so now it's all over the ground. It's all sandy and wet. And so I run back inside. I really quick turn my pump and heater off, go back out, and now the wood that we were trying to dry is all freaking wet again because I didn't know that the water was, oh my god, it's such a mess. And now we have to wait for that wood to dry again before we can put it back together. So we're basically back at phase 1, and I was just like so annoyed because I just want to take a shower. It's not that hard. I feel like every day it's just one thing after the other, and that's just how it is. And I love it. It keeps me on my toes for sure. I'm not letting this put me in a bad mood like I did last week. So we're having a great day. I want to get outside and tan today. First tanning sesh of the year, and it's literally not even February yet, which is amazing. But it is really hot today, and the UV is only supposed to be up to 5, which is decent. But I could be out there for a long time before I get burnt, so tanning is perfect. And I was out there for a long time. I really enjoyed laying in the sunshine. It was so relaxing, and it was exactly what I needed that day. So it's actually a new day now, and I really wanted to replace the awning fabric that is on my slide out because it was in really bad condition. It was falling apart and the wind was like ripping it, so I really needed to replace it. I found some replacement fabric on Amazon. It wasn't super expensive, so I figured it'd be a really easy fix to have it looking a lot newer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking out the little screws that are holding the fabric in, and I kind of could have done this by myself, but I'm really glad that my dad was there because it's just an awkward thing to do, especially alone. So once I got the screws out, we just slid the old fabric out. We had this, well, my dad had some lube that we sprayed into the track, and it made it so much easier to come out. And also before we slide it out, we had to unroll the piece that my dad's holding on to, and he put just a screwdriver in there to keep it from unrolling because it's spring loaded, and that's what keeps the tension on there. So we just put a little screwdriver in that hole to keep it so that we could slide it out. So the fabric that I bought from Amazon actually comes longer than I needed it, so we laid the old fabric on top of it and I just cut it to size that way. I did make sure to leave like a little bit of extra on the ends because there's little silicone rods in there, and that is what keeps it in the track. So I left those a little bit longer than the actual awning itself, just because that's how it was on the old one, and I wanted to make sure everything fit the same. Okay, then we brought the new fabric up onto the top of the slide out, and we hit a bit of a snag here. So as you can see, I'm very easily able to slide my side in. My dad, not so much. See that? We spent over 10 minutes trying to shove this fabric into the track. It was not fun. I was really worried that it wasn't going to go. We're trying the other side and it still isn't going in, and we flipped it upside down and we tried literally everything, and it was such a struggle. So we were persistent at it, and my dad finally was able to get it to slide in there, and once he got that, it was a breeze. It was so easy. We just slid it in right away. And once we got the fabric in, all we had to do was take that little screwdriver out, unroll the spring rod, and I put the little screws back in. And now I have a completely new awning cover that is not all ripped and torn, and it actually looks good. Alright, it took a while, but we got the awning back in place. It's replaced and it looks so much better. It is. The other one was very torn up, as you can see, so this is much needed. And we're still trying to figure out the water hose thing. I don't think we're gonna get that done today, unfortunately. Good morning. Today we are going to explore Tampa, more specifically the Sarasota area. It's really early. I had to wake up at 7:30. It's 8:20 now. We're about to leave, so let's get on the road. So I've actually been wanting to explore Tampa since before we even came down to Florida. It's the one area that I haven't really been to much. If you think of Florida as being kind of like four corners, I've been to the Panhandle, and then I've been to the other side in like the northern quarter by St. Augustine up there, and I did a spring break down in Miami, so this is the only kind of other corner I haven't really been to, and I was really excited to see what Tampa and Clearwater had to offer. The drive there was okay. It was like a 2.5 hour drive from where we live, and it got pretty busy in the Tampa area, which it's a big city, so you're gonna have traffic. And then the bridge to get to Clearwater Beach was so long. I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes of just water on both sides of you. And it was a really pretty drive, but there was a lot of traffic because it was like a Saturday afternoon. I don't know what I expected. We started our day with brunch on the beach. It was a place that was right on the beach. The sand was right there. This is our chips and queso. It was really delicious, and we sat there and talked for hours. We met up with a friend, and it was so nice. So Clearwater Beach has a pier. My mom and I paid to walk it. I think it was only $1 to get out to the end. And you guys, we saw dolphins. It was so cute. There was a pair of them. It was probably like a mom and a baby. And they were just like, they went under the pier. They were on both sides of the pier. It was so cute. And that was just something I don't think I've ever seen before. And oh, it was just amazing. I loved the little dolphins. And then we found this little place by the beach that sells ice cream in these little sand pails. It was so cute. So we got 2 scoops of ice cream. I got strawberry cheesecake, and Mom got
White House cherry,
which is just vanilla with cherry in it. And it's so cute. We're sitting on the beach enjoying our ice cream. It's amazing. Also, the guy at the shop like told us that the seagulls will take your ice cream. And they're just like up there stalking. Quite funny. My mom and I sat here for a couple hours at least. We just watched the waves and the people, and it was just so relaxing to sit and like not do anything. So what better way to end a perfect day than watching the sunset on the beach? It was gorgeous. The clouds came in just as the sun was setting, and oh, it was breathtaking. I love sunset on the beach. It makes me so relaxed and makes me feel so calm. But that's where I'm going to end today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and make sure you subscribe, because if you liked this video, I'll have other ones that you enjoy as well. And that being said, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.